It is exactly 8 p.m. on the 31st of October 2021, the last day of the month of October. Well, we happen to start November tomorrow, which is a good thing because we then come close to an end of 2021. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. Welcome to UBC News Tonight. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha Sharon with Mgalu Muhammad on sign language. In our top stories of the day, Kampala Catholic Archdiocese has celebrated 55 years of existence. That climaxed at RUBAGA Cathedral in Kampala district. The Diocese Apostolic Administrator, Bishop Paul Semogerere, was the main celebrant. Now, Prime Minister Rubna Banja was the chief guest during a service attended by Buganda Katikkiro Charles Peter Mayiga, State Minister for Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, among others.
It was all jubilation as the Kampala Archdiocese held scientific celebrations of 55 years as an archdiocese.
Twavanga eka ewaffe nga tuzze okujagaza nga tusimba wali layini abazze ne seminti nga tugenda naye abazze neki nga tukireeta mitayimbwa ebintu bwe bityo. Nenze nga yaliwo mpulira essanyu okulaba nti tukyali ku mulamwa.
Semogerere condemned the recent bomb blasts in Kobamboga and along Masaka Road at Lugala in a Bushenyi-bound Swift bus.
Okweraliikirira kuno ne kuli abatujju nabo batusoomooza. Nga omulwadde ow'olukonvuba oyo gwe tusomako mu Vvanjiri ya Yesu eya Mariko. Awo nno Omukama atugumya nti tetutya. Tetulina kuggwaamu ssuubi.
Okutegeeza bannayuganda nti bomu ezo, those are isolated cases. Naye nga gavumenti enteekateeka yaffe mugimanyi bulungi. Nazo tujja zirinnya ku nfeete.
The Katikkiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, asked the church to continue protecting Buganda's interests following the ongoing debate on Milo land.
Kumpi buli nsonga ejja essaza ekkulu ne Kereziya bituwagira. Emirundi mingi Obwakabaka bulumbibwa ku nsonga ezitali zimu. Era nebaza nnyo Ssaabakristu Aloysius Ivan Kalanzi okwogera ku nsonga ya Mailo. Weebale nnyo ssebo, weebalire ddala. Abantu balekawo ebituufu ebirabibwa n'ayonka ne beesiba ku bintu eby'okututawaanya ng'ettaka lya Mailo. Eyo nsonga ya kututawaanya, nsonga ya kugezako kunafuya Bwakabaka. Kereziya evaawo naffe wawutunywera tujja kukwata olunnyo tutambulire wamu.
Ettaka lya Mailo limanyiddwa mu Uganda nti eriemu ku ngeri gye tufugamu ettaka lyaffe. Era tewaliwo muntu n'omu ayogedde ku ky'okujja ku Mailo land. Taliiwo. Ekyokubiri, tulina ettaka lya mirundi ng'ena. Tulina Mailoland mu management, tulina freehold, tulina leasehold, tulina customary land, tulina n'ebibanja. Kakati abantu baffe abamu era nkikuteeka nabwala babadde balina engeri gye bafuna ebyapa mu mankwekwetu, n'osanga omusajja kansuubire nga muzeeyi wa myaka 10 alina ekyapa kya 10, naye mu lukujjukujju ne bateekako ekyapa ekirala waggulu waaki. So katwagala kulaba etteeka eriruŋŋamya ensonga eyo, naye tulina kye tukozeewo.
Bishop Joseph Kizito, who is serving as a Catholic ordinary in South Africa, told the Premier that he had been informed of the democracy situation in Uganda and other security challenges.
Uganda buli myaka 5 tulonda abakulembeze. Nange mwempitira kubanga ndi mubaka mulonde. Banonda abantu b'Ekakumiro, banondako n'anopposed olw'emirimu gyenkola, era nayita mu democracy eyaleetebwa NRM. Of course waliwo abalala abataasobola kuyitamu, naye na wano waliwo ababaka ab'e Rubaga, abaawa abaayitamu ku tikiti ez'enjawulo. Democracy mu Uganda mweri.
Premier Nabanja asked the church to help government in the mobilization of the public towards embracing the parish model in the fight against poverty at grassroots level.
Abantu baffe abatannaba kufuna ssente mu ngalo, abakolera olubuto, njagala ne Kereziya tuyambeko ku mobilizing abantu, sobole okulaba nga n'abantu baffe abo ku luno bafuna chance participating in money economy.
Nabanja also honored a pledge of 50 million on behalf of government towards different activities of the Catholic Church.
Esente ezo sizange nga Nabanja, nga bwe mumanyi Prime Minister wa Uganda abaako n'omutemwa oguyambako tebayita donation. So government ye NRM yezimpadde nange nendeeta wano.
Meanwhile, on Saturday, the Premier attended a wedding ceremony of the Rakwajo family in Kazot district. The Premier urged the newlyweds to always respect each other and have patience in whatever they are said to do. Later, Premier Nabanja summed up the day by attending the wedding of a parliamentary ICT officer, Andrew Mwesiga and Joanne Mwesiga. Reporting for ABC TV News, Helen Barbara, Giselle.
In more stories, universities and other institutions of higher learning are set to open this Monday. A tour of some university campuses and hostels discovered some students ready for the resumption of teaching ever since the routine was interrupted by COVID-19 mid this year. Joko reports.
Students at institutions of higher learning are set to resume lectures this Monday, after a lull of close to 5 months due to COVID-19. University campuses and hostels were this Sunday busy as the students began to return ready for lectures this Monday. Reopening of these institutions follows President Museveni's recent partial lifting of the national lockdown due to COVID-19. The turn-up of students at the institutions and hostels is expected to maximize this Monday as lectures begin. Students had to present their identification cards before accessing the institution's premises to eliminate fraudsters and quacks.
Today I've reported back for further studies. I'm feeling good, but it has been a long time since we closed, and I hope that we may not get more inconveniences as it was initially.
Although you can still gain access to the campus. The difference is you're required to possess a national ID, a mask, of course.
To step up security vigilance, students with their luggage and vehicles were checked to avoid any terror incidents. Different entry points into the institutions were limited to only one main entrance to ease monitoring from security personnel.
Certain entry routes into the university that have been sealed off. Yeah, this has, I think, been a challenge to some people because the argument has been that if a person can be searched and thoroughly checked at the main gate and there are security personnel at these other entry routes, why shouldn't they do the same thing? Because they have the same powers as these other people. There's nothing special, no electronic device. Yeah, so imagine you came from the side of the eastern gate or from as far as the rugby ground. You would be told to come back to the main gate. Some of these people are elderly, some are sickly.
The entry, there were some precautions as far as security concerned. And I hope it's good. However, it is somehow tiresome because we have got various entries, but to use one, it's somehow costly because I was supposed to use the other route.
Julius Martin Ngom, a law student at Makerere University, believes all will be well despite the short time left to complete his course.
The semester appears to be much shorter than the usual duration a semester is supposed to take. Because for people in, say, first, second year, according to their calendar, they're going to study for about 3 months, 3.5 months. These people started studying on the 1st of October. They'll study through November, and I'm sure for some of the days of December, then exams are scheduled for 5th of January, meaning they'll study for about 3.5 months.
I'm Ivan Juko, reporting for UBC News.
Well, at least life is going back and getting back to normal. In more stories, radiation safety officers have been retooled in modern ways of using radioactive resources when conducting operations. Now, the training jeers at ensuring the officers appreciate the benefits and dangers of ionizing radiation.
The Atomic Energy Council, which is the national regulatory authority in the atomic energy subsector, is training radiation safety officers that oversee radiation use and safety.
And also to educate them on the benefits and the dangers of ionizing radiation, if at all these devices which emit ionizing radiation are misused and the safety measures are not in place. So we're trying to give them the broad care and broad perspective of what they are supposed to do, of the gadgets they have to oversee to operate in a safe and secure environment.
Radiation is the emission of energy through electromagnetic waves, especially high-end particles which cause ionization. Radiation machines include X-ray baggage and cargo scanners, industrial-level gauges, and cobalt machines used at the Uganda Cancer Institute to treat cancer.
So it has been really a recap on the new technologies, on new regulations, which we are going to make sure that when we go back, we try to implement them.
They've emphasized using the radiation where necessary, minimize the doses we give patients, using protective gears, protect ourselves with our radiation workers, and protect the public.
The arising issues during the training include minimum training for radiographers, biomedical engineers being few, and as well facilities that operate without licenses.
But our approach to this was to engage with those government institutions with such mandates to consider those concerns. Given the fact that we cannot act out of bias, but as citizens, responsible citizens who can engage other stakeholders the way we have been doing to have those concerns addressed.
Selected personnel from Wakiso, Kampala and Mukono districts benefited from the training. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Now, government is determined to improve the road network in the country to boost economic growth and development. The northern part of the country, especially the Lango sub-region, is where emphasis is being laid.
Members of Parliament from Lango sub-region and technocrats in the Ministry of Works and Transport are on an inspection tour of roads construction, development and maintenance in the area. They visited sites in Apak, Otoke, Lira, Dokolo and Kole. Regional Engineer Jimmy Adeke talked of key challenges like floods and underfunding that is slowing construction.
Maintenance projects under procurement, and soon we shall have them on board. This includes Dokolo Namasale, 88 kilometers, Akia Aloy Olilim, 90 kilometers. Now you will note that some of these roads are appearing as among the contracts. Some contracts have been concluded, but they are now coming up again because the contracts have expired. Ngeta Apala Adware, Adware Okwang Okay Bridge, Adware Okay Bridge, then Chegere Kidila.
Area legislators believe that about 5,240 kilometers of roads are required in the area to enable it to play a perfect role of doing business with the neighboring countries.
That Lango Parliamentary Group makes oversight visits every 4 months. C. Dokolo Namasale Ochero Road, 88 kilometers. We need firm commitments that construction works on this road shall commence before the end of NDP3, and progress updates shall be given every 6 months. D. Abim, Aloy, Lira Road. This one, if you can begin from Lira. Lira, Aloy, then Aduare and Abim, 120 kilometers. We need also assurances that construction works on this road shall commence before end of NDP3.
The Minister for Works and Transport, General Edward Katumba Wamala, tasked legislators to appropriate enough funds to enable the ministry to effectively perform.
To the region of Acholi, connect to the region of Busoga, connect to the region of Uganda. That has been relatively addressed. 18 regions which we have. The connections are there. Then we went to district. That is still a challenge. There are still a number of districts. Yes, we have addressed most of them, but there are still districts which are connected by Maram roads. Not all districts are connected by tarmac. Then, of course, there was the improvement of cities, town councils, municipalities. That has also been addressed. Under different program, which is USMID, but at least now, most of the towns, including the last city and municipalities, have got tarmac roads. Not all the tarmac in the cities, but at least most of them give a good picture of what a city is.
Uganda National Roads Authority Executive Director Helen Kajina highlighted key areas that need addressing. There are currently 3 road projects in the Lango sub-region. These are the 90-kilometer Rekunyi Apak Road, the 100-kilometer Apak Lira Puranga Road, and the Sroti Dokolo Kamdin Road.
In more news, government, through the Ministry of Agriculture and more Industry and Fisheries, is to train the public on mindset change as a key strategy to ensuring socio-economic transformation. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and more Industry and Fisheries, Major General David Kasura Chomukama, says that the strategy is meant to improve agricultural standards. We have details on the story.
Operation Welfare Creation Officers have been trained in mindset change at the National Farmers Leadership Center, Kampringisa, Mpigi District. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Major General David Kasura Chomukama, said the National Development Plan 3 acknowledges the National Farmers Leadership Center that aims at spearheading mindset change in good agricultural practices.
Identify the correct enterprise, do it in the correct way, and then get a market for their things. In other words, they must do things which are going to make people the money. They must not do things where the incomes are going to stagnate. So I support this entirely, and I'm
I'm going to give them all the support that they require to ensure that they do their work.
General Kasura urged the trainees to train other people in the field of commercial agriculture for sustainable crop production across the country.
Rejuvenate the way they do their work and ensure that they actually respond to what the people of Uganda want. I can tell you also that through the initiative of our Minister of MAIF, we are looking at revamping the extension strategy, revamping the strategy for extension in the country in conjunction with the other ministry which is concerned, that is the Ministry of Local Government. So hopefully we shall be able to make them even better than they are now.
The trainees and the participants promise to inspire their communities and the people they are working with into appreciating agriculture.
Our survey revealed that all of this is attributed to wrong mindset, the way our farmers look at agriculture. Most of them are interested in working for subsistence, hand to mouth. But we now want to encourage them to go commercial. They should look at agriculture as an industry.
The principal of National Leadership Center, Okwara John Bosco, says they are organizing outreach activities in the mindset change to improve agricultural production.
If we want to change their lives, because government has put lots of money into farming, but we're not realizing the result. And for us, we are beginning to conclude that maybe the issue is about the mindset change. The people's mindsets has to be what? To be worked on, so that people can take some of these government projects positively.
The 6-day training was also aimed at improving youth involvement in government programs. Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Let's take a short break and be back with business stories.
Everyone is talking about MTN shares. I am Jenny Kafulua Shares, and I am here to show you how you can get them. First, you need a Securities Central Depository account, or SCD account in short, and you can open one right now using MTN Momo. It's free of charge. Just get your phone and your national ID, and let me show you how. Now, why do you need an SCD account? Well, because every time you get shares in any company, well, including MTN, your shares are going to be kept in this account. But this is not a bank account, and you don't need to go anywhere to open it. So is your phone and your national ID ready? Good. Let me show you how to open your SCD account. First, dial *165*65# or use my MTN app. Then select option 1 to submit SCD account application. Then enter your full national ID number or NIN. Next, select your preferred stockbroker and then choose option 1 to accept the terms and conditions. Lastly, enter your mobile money PIN and wait for confirmation, which you will receive on SMS. Oh, by the way, stockbrokers are the people authorized to help you buy or sell any listed company shares, so you need to choose one. That's it. Once you have your SCD account, you're ready to start applying for your MTN shares for as low as 100,000 shillings for 500 shares.
Everywhere you go, MTN. Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of homegrown advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV value. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cup competitions. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
Transact using Airtel Money. Use Airtel Money to send money, buy airtime for self, do mobile banking, make merchant payments and international money transfers with a minimum of 1,000 shillings and get 5 minutes free Airtel to Airtel calls valid for 24 hours. 3 minutes offer is for any of these fast 5 transactions within the same calendar month. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Parents and guardians, this month of October, take all your children aged 15 years and below to the nearest health facility or outreach post for Integrated Child Health Days to receive a wide range of free services. The services will include immunization to protect them against killer yet vaccine-preventable diseases like measles, rubella, polio, diphtheria, whooping cough, pneumonia, meningitis, diarrhea, tetanus, hepatitis B, tuberculosis, and cancer of the cervix. Your child will also receive vitamin A and deworming tablets. Girls aged 10 years old and those who missed their second HPV vaccine dose will receive HPV vaccine to protect them against cancer of the cervix. Girls and women aged 15 to 49 years will also be immunized against tetanus and diphtheria. Due to polio outbreak in the region, every child under 5 years should be fully immunized as per the routine immunization schedule. Vaccines used for immunization are safe, effective and free and have been approved by the Ministry of Health and World Health Organization. Remember to follow all the COVID-19 prevention measures, including wearing a mask when in public, hand washing with water and soap, and keeping a distance of at least 2 meters from another person. Integrated Child Health Days, a healthy child, a happy family. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, World Health Organization, PATH, and partners.
Grow together with one of Uganda's largest companies. Apply for MTN shares for as low as 100,000 Uganda shillings. And when you apply using MTN Mobile Money, you get 10 free extra shares for every 100 shares you apply for. Dial *165*65# or use the MyMTN app to apply now. The terms and conditions of the offer and other important information are set out in the prospectus. For assistance, visit any MTN service center or Stanbic Bank branch countrywide or a licensed broker.
As the world celebrates World Cities Day, we revisit Kampala's history and how it evolved from from the perceiving of it to have 7 to 21 hills right now. Now, Kampala's city authority is made up of 5 divisions of Central, Kawempe, Machinje, Rubaga, and Nakawa. Kampala was created in 1962 as a city in Buganda.
Where was its name derived from?
There's a lot of argument about that. They claim that this area was a hunting ground for the Kabaka of Buganda.
From one theory,
the Europeans came and said, oh, there's a lot of impala in the area you've given us. So the Baganda called it Impala, and eventually it became Kampala. Evolved from the animal, the impala, into Kampala.
To another.
That one time Kabaka was hunting, and then because it is a hill, and they said, the man said, Sabasaji, how do you feel? And he said, Akasozi Kampala Wara, meaning the hill is controlling me. That is the Baganda version of it, some of them.
Which one holds more water and sounds more convincingly authentic?
But I think the Impala one sounds a little bit much more, because the British could never pronounce certain thing correctly.
At one time, it became part of West Mengo. It would be renamed Kampala District in 1974, a status it ceased to be in 2005, when it was referred to as Kampala City Council.
So really, Kampala eventually, at independence, became the capital. The governor, of course, was about to leave. They knew within a year the governor would be gone. And the prime minister, they initially found accommodation for him, and eventually he went to Entebbe State House when the governor left.
Originally said to have been a town council, comprising of, among others, Old Kampala. It is a city that was once a municipality. Such administrative setup was a brainchild of colonial masters who at the time were in charge of the country that later came to be known as Uganda.
The Europeans who were in the administration of then the colonial government stayed in Nakasero and Entebbe. The Indians who were the main traders stayed in Old Kampala and a little bit of around Kamocha area. You know the Kamocha area near Mulago there coming down, that area, you had a lot of Asians in there. And then you take Bukoto Street, you know that Bukoto Street, and the other one is Kyomugisha Street. Those were also strictly Asian.
It is a situation that is said to have been brought about by the religious wars following the entry of European and Arab explorers. The intervention of the then king of Buganda was aimed at addressing these religious misunderstandings, escalating the evolution of Kampala.
So what Kabaka Mwanga did, he gave the Anglican Namirembe, he gave the Catholics RUBAGA, and he gave the Muslims Kiburi. And then the English-speaking Catholics were given in Zambia, the Mill Hill Fathers. A very interesting setting up. That virtually is the foundation. By then, the East African Trading Company with Captain Lugard had already been positioned at Old Kampala, and they had a fort there on top of Old Kampala.
This is how the idea of Kampala City on 7 Hills came to be known.
To me, the real foundation of Kampala was Old Kampala, Nakasero, and eventually Kololo. That is what I would call Kampala municipality, which was the initial municipality of Kampala. Then the one up Namirembe and RUBAGA would be, and Mengo. That one would be Mengo municipality. And Makere, of course, now you can see. Where do you live, Makere? You can see it's obviously part of the Kampala municipality.
But does everyone share this point of view? Captain Francis Babu, who was born and raised in Kampala, has lived to see Uganda's capital city grow.
What was Mengo municipality was consumed by something called Kampala City Council. And the whole of Mengo municipality, which had remained, these are the areas they took. They took Makindye, Kawempe, they called this area Nakawa, and that central Kampala Central Division is actually the former Kampala municipality.
Original 7 Hills or less, or even more, Uganda's capital city is believed to have expanded with 21 hills. What explains this is the concept of making surrounding areas part of the capital city.
What you have today was brought about by trying to reach services to the people. And that's how they formed those. But of course, they did not do it correctly initially. It took a little bit of time to get the 5 divisions to become Kampala. There was a lot of exercise. How do we do this? It came gradually. And somebody was bright enough to say, look, New York has got 5 boroughs. Kampala can have 5. And that's how it came about.
Kampala City is said to have been originally planned for about 150,000 people, a figure that has since more than tripled due to population increase. Made up of 5 divisions and 9 constituencies, a lot needs to change to make it what is expected of a capital city.
There's nothing that cannot be done.
Henry Okurut, UBC.
Well, thank you so much, Henry Okrut, for that wonderful story and insight of our capital city, Kampala City. Now, if you want to catch that or more that you have missed, you can always join us or follow us on our social media platforms and go ahead and touch and see what we have on there. Thank you so much for watching UBC News Tonight at 8 p.m. with me, Sharon Kyomugisha and Mugalo Muhammad on Sign Language. Do join us again at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the home of our stars.